Hi, it's Alexis. Welcome to this new video. I'm a relationship counselor and my job is to help you get back with your ex. This video is about the communication, is about why you haven't heard back from your ex. What we're going to do today in this video, and I love to do that, is to look what's going on in their mind at the moment. Maybe it's been months, maybe it's been weeks of silence from their end and you haven't heard anything back from them. I'll explain everything in this video after the jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So the worst scenario, and potentially the one you're experiencing right now, is the heartbreak. And maybe now they have someone there in a rebound relationship. As you know, if you're following my channel and if you learn about relationship, rebound relationships are bound to fail. And so what could happen is it doesn't go well with that new person. He comes to you out of nostalgia. Then it gets better in his relationship. He's reassured, or she's reassured, that you're still there, and it comes back to that rebound relationship. So that's one case. You look at different cases and it makes sense at the end. After a few weeks, he can't find someone else. So he checks that you're around, you're kind of a spare tire, you know, the one that you have in the back of your car. And so it feels good to seduce, it feels good whether they're a man or a woman, to check whether they can still have you back. It's a form of ego boost when they do something like that. The classic drunken evening, the drunk text, sometimes that desire to seduce. Again, we're reading to this, the seduction, the self-assurance. They want to know, they want to be convinced in some way or another that they can still seduce you, who they want to be with at this moment when they're drunk, when they don't have any inhibitions. Actually, it's very interesting because there's a lot of things you can understand about people when they are drunk. Anyway, it's another topic that we can develop. If you're interested about this topic, let me know in the comment section. But then when he or she wakes up in the morning, there's no desire. They are back to those inhibitions. They're back with those fear. You know, we are fearless when you're drunk, right? Sometimes, not everyone, hopefully, but sometimes we're fearless. There was some people want to fight, and some people want to jump from bridges, and some people need to get drunk to seduce women, to hook up with people. We are fearless. They get back the next morning, completely hangover, and their fear is back. That fear of getting back with you. And they don't have the intention anymore. And you see here what they've described, and you'll see, as I said, it's going to make sense at the end. It's this on and off. They're with a rebound, they check with you, and they get back. They're drunk and they feel about you, and they stop. They try to be with someone, it doesn't work. They test you, and they're back. He or she was told about you. They heard about your music on the radio, and that activates their memory. You will have, with your partners and your ex, history, things that you've shared, private jokes, maybe places you've been to. Maybe she or he passed by your restaurant. Okay, this bringing back those memories is very important in the relationship recovery. Probably they test you. Have you changed? I had this image of him or her when we broke up. Obviously, not necessarily a great image about you. Have they changed? The things that they told you they didn't like or they wanted you to work on, are they still there? So they're going to assess, right? And sometimes testing themselves. Does he still have feeling for me? How can you tell? You can only tell by trying. So what he's going to do is going to try, he or she, is going to try to put his or her foot inside the pool, just to take the temperature. And that's what I do sometimes with my clients when we're working on WhatsApp on a recovery phase, when we are communicating with our ex, or even at the beginning. The idea is to try to assess. Your ex potentially might be doing the same. And when he or she does, you have to be not only on your A game, having worked on yourself and developed that new version of yourself, but also being mindful of not getting back to those instincts, not getting back to that person who was clingy, who begged, who cried, for example, not being back to that person who gets angry, not being back to that person who is not really comfortable sharing his or her needs. Okay, so be really mindful. It's great to be working on yourself, but when you go on the pitch, it's a different story. Okay, you're in the cloakroom working on yourself. But now there's a time when you're gonna go outside on the pitch, and that's a different story. Sometimes that's why I help my clients, is because when they face the reality of the battlefield, it's totally different than it's just on a paper, on a book, or watching a video like this one. Of course, the reason sometimes they don't give you any news, or they are scared of getting in touch with you, is that they're not sure. They know you showed them that you suffered from that breakup. And so because they're not so sure, they're like, I think I made a mistake, but I'm not sure. I still have feelings for him or her, but there's so much at stake, and I'm not so sure. I don't want to say maybe, get into that relationship maybe, and make him or her suffer again. So that's why it's very important after a breakup to project some sort of confidence that you don't necessarily rely totally on them when it comes to being happy, fulfilled, right? Because when they'll think about getting back with you, they will assess whether there's a lot at stake. And if they feel like, whoa, if I don't succeed, the outcome would be even worse than the situation I am in right now, I'm never going to take a risk. Because it's a risk. You have to understand that from their point of view, it's a risk to get back with you. And so as any type of problems, projects, you have to do a bit of risk management and ensuring that when they assess the risk, it's not that risky to get back with you. It's not that risky because they can do it gradually. They can work out the relationship slowly. And if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. If it doesn't work, they won't get more hurt. They won't feel that you're suffering even more. You've just tried. Okay, that's the message that needs to come across. And that's what I do with my clients. We give it a try. We do it in a way that's sustainable. We do it in a way where we minimize the risk. Sometimes it's frustrating because it's a bit slower than what you expect things to go, but at least we know we have strong foundations. Sometimes it doesn't work. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but when it doesn't work, nobody suffers because we've been respectful, we've managed our emotions, we've understood the dynamic of the relationship, we've understood what were our needs. So it's very important when I work with my clients is I really assess and I ask their question, what do you want? What are your needs? What are the things you won't compromise on? And then we work with their ex, really figuring out whether there's a way out, whether there's a path for the two of them together. And if we feel that actually that's not possible, then we walk away and nobody suffers because we are now aware that the drivers, that's what created that difficult situation after the breakup. This feeling of being heartbroken, this feeling of being miserable, lonely, where you feel like I'm never going to be able to meet someone like this anymore. You get a more perspective on things, right? And when it doesn't work, again, majority of the cases, it works, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a job. But at least it's really about managing this. He has an avoidant personality, as you know. One of my key domains is attachment style. When you deal with a dismissive avoidant, it's clear that that person has a problem with commitment. And so when you work a strategy to get back with them in the recovery phase, it's very important to address this. It's very important for you to understand that you have to do something about that fear of commitment. Also, you have also to be realistic about what you want in a relationship. If you want from your partner to be 24/7 with that partner and being able to discuss with them 24 hours, but I don't know, having them on the phone twice a day. If that's your need and you don't want to compromise on this, fair enough. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. That's your need, right? We can work together at helping you to understand why you need to be speaking with your partner every day. That's another topic, but at the end of the day, it's really about what you want, okay? Maybe he wants to make you jealous. It's very classic. When you see that, that's a really good sign that you can get them back very easily. Look, everyone's hitting on me. I'm very popular. Look, I can seduce. I'm the winner of the relationship. But they want you to react. They want you to do something. The worst thing you can expect from your ex is to be neutral. So as soon or as long as they start trying to make you react, that's a massive sign. Massive sign. He still has friends, but no longer love. He misses you. That's the whole point. He doesn't want to give you false hope, and you are serving his after sales service. So you pick up the phone. I have a problem with that. I don't know why, but I have a few cases recently where some of my male clients there, exes would say, like ex-wives, they're like, yeah, my car just broke down, can you come over? Oh yeah, I have a problem with my light bulbs in the kitchen, can you come over? So it's really, really be mindful about those kind of things. Now, what you have to understand is he is progressing in his head, right? At first it was no, then it wasn't so bad. And the brain naturally releases, erases those old resentments, right? Into yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. It's a classic pattern of winning back an ex. And that's probably the frustration you have right now. And that's probably that's when I have people on the phone or when they WhatsApp me, it's always this. They tell me like, I'm confused because she or he's telling me this, the next day he's telling me that. So I know we had something strong. I'm sure about my feelings. I'm sure that I want that person back. But for them, it feels like, okay, maybe they're playing with me, and they say like, yeah, I'm sure my ex is a narcissistic person. Things are more complex than that. It's just that they're not sure. It's just that they have fear, right? They are a bit struggling with their decision. And it's really hard for you to decrypt those situations. So before I conclude this video, I want to remind you that you can WhatsApp me and ask me any questions. Probably you have questions about this very specific video. Very frequently people tell me like, oh yeah, I've seen this video and I have a question about, the bullet point number 3 in slide number 4. And they ask me that question, but at least you have more perspective on things based on your situation, because that's the problem about making videos. I guess it helps you understanding a little bit more about your situation. But there's certain amount of things that I can't really cover because it's specific to your needs. So maybe in this video you learn things that will be 90% relevant. I can, if you want a 10 remaining percent, give me not a call, but ping me on WhatsApp. There's a link in the description. I'll be more than happy to help you out. You have to understand that nobody comes back in a day. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this video, obviously. And this breakup is different than the others, right? It's more serious. It's something about how you can use that to grow, learn, and come back stronger, right? You will have to go through phases. You will have to go through ups and downs. And you will have to also get back to a phase of seduction, similar to when you first met. And when you first met, I'm pretty sure maybe it was amazing honeymoon phase, but you had some ups and downs, some challenges, some miscommunication things because you didn't know each other. So be mindful about that. The journey is going in that direction, but it does like this, okay? So be really prepared about those ups and downs. Address, anticipate the downs, build the momentum on the ups, and you will see soon enough you will be back with your ex. Any questions, anything else, don't hesitate to comment and also like the video. I always forget to do that. Bye-bye.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.